Good morning everybody, and for today in the classification of plants we will discuss the further two kingdoms, that is kingdom fungi and kingdom Plantae. So without wasting our time, let's begin about these. Kingdom fungi include both unicellular and multicellular organisms. Mostly they are heterotrophic, and as they are having the certain structure similar to the plant cells, so they are having cell wall made up of chitin. These organisms grow over the dead animals or decaying matters present in the dark and moist places, and its best example is yeast, mucor, mushrooms, etc. The most common fungi is bread mold, which we have seen many times in at our home. So bread mold is commonly grown on the stale bread, and it is a multicellular organism, as you can see in the picture. So you can see the sporangium having spores. When you try to touch that, sometimes you may feel that some black powder stick to your hands. That is that black powder is actually spores. So it is made up of the thin thread-like structures called hyphae, and the group of hyphae is called mycelium. Some hyphae run parallel to each other, and some are root-like. Some form the root-like structure, and they are called the spongiospores, and each mature spongiospore bears a rounded body at the tip called the sporangium. They are saprophytic in nature, means they draw their nutrition from the bread, and it respire only in the presence of oxygen, so means they show aerobic respiration. And as when you touch them, you feel spores in your hand, so they reproduces through spores. Now moving to the uses of fungi. Fungi act as a decomposer, as it grow over the dead decaying organic matter. Organic matter here means which once were living, right? So either the plants or the animals which are just present anywhere after they die, they are just lying on the ground, and the fungi grow on them. So this fungus sucks all the nutrition present in them, and slowly they will get mixed in the soil. Moving next, so the yeast is one of the most common example of the fungi, and it is very useful, as yeast is used to make the dough of bread, of pizza and all, right? So it is also used to ferment the fruit juice, leads to the formation of alcohol, and it also helpful in the production of the medicines, like penicillin is obtained from fungi only. So many fungi are used as food, as its common example is mushroom. Every coin has two sides, so fungi also has some harmful effects. It causes diseases in plants and animals, as well as it spoil the food. It also spoil the goods. Goods here consider the leather things, which are actually made up of the organic substances, and when fungus grow over that, so it spoil those. So moving to the kingdom Plantae. Kingdom Plantae include all type of plants like grass, shrubs, trees, ferns, mosses. They are multicellular, have the true nucleus, and their cell wall is made up of cellulose, and they they are autotrophic, as they have chlorophyll, and they prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. Now we will study these in detail. Plants are basically divided into the two groups. First is the non-flowering plants, that is cryptogams, and the flowering plant, that is the phanerogams. So first we will discuss about the cryptogams. Cryptogams are the type of the plants which do not have flowers, right? So they are of for the three types. It include the Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta. So in Thallophyta, the plant body is undifferentiated. Matlab, most of the alga are thallophytes, means they are pouch like structures. They are most primitive, matlab सबसे ज़्यादा old होते हैं, and they are found in water, and the plant body is not differentiated into the leaves, roots, stem, etc. Okay, they may be unicellular or multicellular, and its best example is Spirogyra and Fucus. So the Bryophyta, these are the small multicellular green land plants, and they mostly grow in the damp and the shady places. They do not have well formed stem, and they have the thread like roots called the rhizoids, and the plant body is either thyloid matlab pouch like structure or leafy erect structure. They do not have conducting tissues, and they are also called the amphibians of the plant kingdom. So its example is either we can go with the Funaria, right? So moving to the pteridophytes, pteridophytes are found in the damp and the shady cool places, and they have well formed stem, leaves, etc. So they have roots, underground stem, which we call the rhizomes, and they have simple conducting tissue, right? So means xylem and phloem are present, and they do not bear flower or seeds, and its best example is ferns. So the other kind of plants are flowering plants, which we also call the phanerogyms. As the name is indicating, they are having plants which bear flowers. So they are mainly of the two types, which are the zygospores and angiosperms. Now we will learn about these in detail. Zygospore is derived from the two Greek words, that is a zynus and sperma. So zynus means naked and sperma means seed. So the zygospores include those plants in which the seeds are naked, matlab can be seen from the outside, and its best example is cones, right? As the pinus bear the cone, and cones can be seen from a far distance. They are mostly found in the cold areas, and the plant body is well developed. Roots are present, stem is present, long leaf like needle like leaves are present. As you can simply compare the zygospores and keep the pinus in your mind and explain its structures. So moving to the angiosperms. Now angiosperms is derived from the two Greek words, that is the angio and the sperma. Now we know that angio is seed, sperma is seed. So angio means here is covered, right? Which are having the covered seed. So we can, kingdom Plantae is very large, so you can keep any plant in which the seeds are covered in your mind and include that into the angiosperm. So they are best adapted to live on the earth, and also have the well developed roots, stem, and the leaves bear flowers. Okay. So depending upon the cotyledons, they are further divided into the two parts, monocotyledons and the dicotyledons. Monocotyledons, in which the seeds have one cotyledon only, and its example is wheat, maize, right? And in the dicotyledons, the plants have the two cotyledons, and its best example is pea plant. So in this whole chapter we studied about the earlier about the two kingdom system, then about the five kingdom system, and in which we discussed the four kingdoms here, and the fifth kingdom, that is kingdom Animalia, that will be discussed in the different as in different chapters. So I hope these videos will help you to understand these concepts in a better way. Thank you so much.